Hello and welcome again. I am Otaku, your guide to the chaos in the crypto market. Man, today is crazy. This interview just dropped with the Putin on, the Tucker Carlson's been planning now for the last few weeks to release. This is awesome. And I just kind of want to start with that right off the bat, right off the gate. Bitcoin, boom, up again on the day. We broke through our resistance from last night. 45,000 is now gone. Now going to be coming, hopefully, support. And we are going to jump into this interview with Putin. He said one thing in particular I just kind of want to go through with this interview. His reaction to Tucker Carlson talking about the U.S. dollar. Here we go.
Well, let's just give one example, the US dollar, which has kind of united the world in a lot of ways, maybe not to your advantage, but certainly to ours. Is that going away as the reserve currency, the universally accepted currency? How have sanctions, do you think, changed the dollar's place in the world?
You know, to use the dollar as a tool of foreign policy struggle is one of the biggest strategic mistakes made by the US political leadership. The dollar is the cornerstone of the United States power. I think everyone understands very well that no matter how many dollars are printed, they are quickly dispersed all over the world. Inflation in the United States is minimal. It's about 3 or 3.4%, which is, I think, totally acceptable for the US. But they won't stop printing. What does the debt of $33 trillion tell us about? It is about the emission. Nevertheless, it is the main weapon used by the United States to preserve its power across the world. As soon as the political leadership decided to use the US dollar as a tool of political struggle, a blow was dealt to this American power. I would not like to use any strong language, but it is a stupid thing to do and a grave mistake. Look at what is going on in the world. Even the United States allies are now downsizing their dollar reserves. Seeing this, everyone starts looking for ways to protect themselves. But the
Way to protect yourself. What does that sound like, huh? What does that sound like? Something I've been telling all my friends and family, and hopefully you've already figured that one out yourself. But yeah, this is coming. Everyone's figured out the game. The Ponzi scheme is over. The dollar is done. The house of cards has fell. $34 trillion. We cannot hold that up. We can't pay the interest on it. I'm going to continue.
The fact that the United States applies restrictive measures to certain countries, such as placing restrictions on transactions, freezing assets, etc., causes grave concern and sends a signal to the whole world. What did we have here? Until 2022, about 80% of Russian foreign trade transactions were made in US dollars and euros. US dollars accounted for approximately 50% of our transactions with third countries, while currently it is down to 13%. It wasn't us who banned the use of the US dollar. We had no such intention. It was decision of the United States to restrict our transactions in US dollars. I think it is complete foolishness from the point of view of the interests of the United States itself and its taxpayers, as it damages the US economy, undermines the power of the United States across the world. By the way, our transactions in yuan accounted for about 3%. Today, 34% of our transactions are made in rubles, and about as much, a little over 34% in yuan. Why did the United States do this? My only guess is self-conceit. They probably thought it would lead to full collapse, but nothing collapsed. Moreover, other countries, including oil producers, are thinking of and already accepting payments for oil in yuan.
This is something that I've been tracking for a couple years now too, with BRICS nations and the yuan. with the yuan being accepted. We lost the petrodollar. I think it was last year, and I raised up a big case with this with people in my social group before I got live on YouTube, and it really concerned me because this is like the rise and fall, like Putin said. Why else would they restrict the dollar? Obviously the game was Ukraine, right? That was the reason why. But he said it himself. Why we accepted basically defeat of the dollar. This is exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to collapse this market so that crypto can basically step in and replace it. This new world can emerge. Robots, algorithms, drones, crypto, AI. It's all coming full circle with what he's describing here and his point of view. And again, you don't want to believe everything that everyone says. There's always only so much truth that you can get out of these conversations, right? Obviously the government's not telling us as citizens everything. We're supposed to only know what's on the surface. So the same thing too with another political leader of another nation. They're gonna hold their they're gonna hold back some of their information to the rest of the population. This is the way the game is. So yeah, BRICS is a huge deal. I don't care what anyone says. In a 5, 10, 15 year span, this could be the beginning of a new reign for the other side of the world.
Do you even realize what is going on or not? Does anyone in the United States realize this? What are you doing? You are cutting yourself off. All experts say this. Ask any intelligent and thinking person in the United States what the dollar means for the US.
Yes, military power, strength, world domination. It's everything that we run on. It's everything that we stand for. It's to continue our stranglehold, and we've lost that. We've absolutely lost that.
But
You're killing it with your own hands.
I think that's I think that's a fair assessment. The question is what comes next, and maybe you trade one colonial power for another, much less sentimental and forgiving colonial power. Is the BRICS, for example, in danger of being completely dominated by the Chinese economy in a way that's not good for their sovereignty? Do you worry about that?
Well, we have heard those boogeyman stories before. It is a boogeyman story. We're neighbors with China. You cannot choose neighbors just as you cannot choose close relatives. We share a border of 1,000 kilometers with them. This is number one. Second, we have a centuries-long history of coexistence. We're used to it. Third, China's foreign policy philosophy is not aggressive. Its idea is to always look for compromise, and we can see that. The next point is as follows. We are always told the same boogeyman story, and here it goes again. Through an euphemistic form, but it is still the same boogeyman story. The cooperation with China keeps increasing. The pace at which China's cooperation with Europe is growing is higher and greater than that of the growth of Chinese-Russian cooperation. Ask Europeans, aren't they afraid? They might be, I don't know. But they are still trying to access China's market at all costs, especially now that they are facing economic problems. Chinese businesses are also exploring the European market. Do Chinese businesses have small presence in the United States? Yes, the political decisions are such that they are trying to limit their cooperation with China. It is to your own detriment, Mr. Tucker, that you are limiting cooperation with China. You are hurting yourself. It is a delicate matter, And there are no silver bullet solutions, just as it is with the dollar.
Yeah, I hate to say I agree with a dictator, but especially with the U.S. Disinformation campaigns, we've been exposed to so much propaganda in our own country, you know, censorship, false flag operations, all the yada yada, hearsay and whatnot. Yeah, this is really interesting. I just wanted to share that's part of this interview. It's what I thought was very very interesting to see, especially after we had such a green day with Bitcoin today. We had such a huge rise, breakout from our previous ranges. So, what are the odds? What are the odds we got this dropping today? Obviously, this was not filmed today. This actually was, I think he says at the very beginning, it was on the 6th. Today is the 8th of February, 2024. Let's just confirm that real quick.
The following is an interview with the President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, shot February 6, 2024 at about...
Yep. So, again, obviously, we have evidence that Russia's been buying Bitcoin, and they've been paying for oil in Bitcoin last year. I remember reading a bunch of articles about that as well. So, yeah, the rest of the world's moving on. We're done propping up America. It sucks. I live in this country. I believed in this country my whole life. You know, I was born. I pledged allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I mean, we've all gone through that's you know, that same realization where at some point you have to wonder, is it society that is just controlling us, or is it society that we are, you know, we are cultured from? Like, so I really do believe that we are being programmed by everything from the start. I mean, is it also a very convenient, you know, happy accident that now, you know, the nutritional, the average American nutritionally is not getting what they need, and then we're seeing our grandma and grandpa outlive our mothers and fathers, and then our, you know, as we go down the generational gap, this continues in terms of life expectancy. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a big coincidence, really. I think that's programmed. I think we're meant to now only live as long as we're needed. And I don't know about you, but everyone else in my life now is dying around the ages of 60 and 65. When's the retirement age? 65. Is that a coincidence that now all my friends and families and loved ones are dying at 65? The United States has failed us in so many levels. I'm just ranting now about nutrition, but yeah, we're just not getting what we need from our government, from our servicemen and women in Congress. They're not serving the people. They're not serving me. What have they done for me? I can't tell you. So yeah, I wanted to just kind of get that out there. It's been bugging me. But on a high note, Bitcoin is up today, up in a big way, right? We've seen a huge jump from where were we? 42.8 this morning, all the way up to 45.7. We touched the butt, almost touching 46, and then we ran into some resistance up here where our previous levels were right before the ETFs launched, where we hit this 45 and then jumped up to 49. So how many more days until we reach 49 again? We see this giant run up here before the ETFs launched. We had a little bit of a correction back down, and then boom. I mean, it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be right around the corner. I personally don't believe it's going to take that long, honestly. Every single day we're hearing something more and more bullish about Bitcoin. More bullish about these big investors. We have Fidelity coming out officially saying that they are adding 1%. They are officially allocating 1% to Bitcoin for the foreseeable future. You know, BlackRock's doing the same, if not more. Well, according to BlackRock, what they were telling their investors at the beginning of the year, it was like 85% or something mad, something insane, something I truly believe in. But I mean, for BlackRock, that's pretty risky. You would imagine, right? That would be risky, or maybe they really know what's happening. They really see what, again, Putin was saying. You know, why are we collapsing our legacy market? There are bigger powers that be. That was something that I'm not going to try to dig through it and find it, but that was something too that Tucker also asked Putin was who really is in power in the U.S. And he went on a long rant about George Bush and all this sort of stuff, and about, you know, obviously the corruption between Senate, state, and in Congress. So I don't want to get too absorbed into that again, but yeah, they're all feeding into their own desires, their own agendas. It's the same thing in and out every generation, and then we get further behind because we're just satisfying the needs of the few that are in Congress. They're living off of us, and it's not right. It's not right, and it's about time that we take it back. We take it back one coin at a time. That's what we need. That's what we need to do. We've had enough. We have had enough. We're not going to stand for it anymore. No, not anymore. We have a new money, and you fix the money, you fix the world. So that's what we're doing. We're fixing the world with Bitcoin. So, man, oh man, what a crazy day. Oh my God. All right, so depending on what you look at, I'm using April 20 as my countdown. I think the official halving is like, what is it, the 18th or 17th or something like that. I like 20. April 20, it's a great day for everyone. 420 blaze it. And so 420 is in 71 days until the halving. Until the halving. Boom. We are right around the corner. We're almost there. Every day we're just getting closer. Every day. Every single day. And I have a ton of charts on here. A ton of layers I have built over the years. I just want to kind of share my halving chart. That should have been it there. My layers at not in Bitcoin. It should be down here. What is going on with this tonight? Huh, that should be my layers. Weird. Yeah, I guess I'll have to get back into that. Oh, okay, I know why. I don't pay for yeah, I don't pay for that, so it just it's hidden. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with my charts today. But yeah, the halving, right? So the halving is going to be here before we know it. So yeah, let's get into the crypto bubbles. Let's go into the market. Let's see what's going on today. Everything's up pretty much still on the day. We had a little bit more sell-off on Jupiter since their airdrop. We had a little bit more pump in Solana. I think Solana was up to last time I looked at it was like 101, 102. I mean, boom. We just keep going up. Keep on going up. Let's go. Let's go. Oh man, yeah, it's been a good day. Alrighty. What else we got going on? BlackRock. BlackRock buying more Bitcoin. Fidelity buying more Bitcoin. Look at this. Almost 80,000 Bitcoins on their balance sheet. Cool. Fidelity catching up. 66. Falling a little bit behind, actually. They were a little closer yesterday in the gap. A little bit more of a sell-off was Grayscale. So they're down to 468,000 now. All right, divvying it up a little bit, and MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy still 190,000. Again, good for them. Good for them. And you know what? Why don't we see Russia here on the list? By the way, I'm curious to see what their holdings are. But yeah, that's what's going on. What about the coin market cap? We got Doge flip again with Chainlink. Nope, actually fell down. Wow, actually fell down quite a bit, and Doge came back up. So wow, Tron, what is going on with Tron, man? I just can't get into Tron. Yeah, if someone else out there knows the benefits of Tron, I know a lot of other countries are playing around with Tron. It's just not here in the scene in America. I had one of my buddies actually was just doing a he needed a crack for some sort of software, and he actually contacted me. He's like, "Hey, yeah, I wanna get this done," and the guy said he'll only do it if I pay him in a cryptocurrency. And I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" He's like, "It's Tron." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine. Just get on one of these other exchanges, grab some Tron, and pay the guy." And it worked out great. So thankfully he wasn't scammed or anything. But I mean, you just never know. I mean, crypto is definitely an easier currency to scam people with, but that can happen with anything. You can scam anyone with $1. You can scam anyone with, I don't know, are you promising to do labor or not doing? I mean, just accepting payments and whatever. It doesn't matter. Scams are gonna happen regardless. So luckily it worked out for him. But yeah, that's what's going on today. Bitcoin's up, only going up, right? Oh man. Yeah, and there's a lot of news to go over. Oh man. Jesus. There was something I saw today on I've already seen this actually. They talked about this is all old. Where was the huh. Let's see some of these stories I was looking at earlier today. Like I was just talking about Fidelity and their 1%. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really finding anything that caught my eye like it did earlier. Let me get on here real quick. But yeah, it's just crazy what's going on right now. All these countries, the dollar, where it is. Oh my god. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why? Why are we continuing to print this money that no one wants to buy our debt anymore? But apparently we're just gonna keep offering our services of military aid and, and keeping our dollar relevant, I guess. I guess if you could say that. Oh boy. I mean, credit card debt I did hear that the average credit card, not credit card, the average debt for the United States family is around 100,000 plus per household. That's intense. I mean, you're talking about housing, cars, credit card. I can tell you that my debt on paper is a lot more than that, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much debt, in our country. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be able to hold that up, especially with false promises, really. The U.S. government and pushing all of these promises for us. Oh, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix immigration. We're gonna get. It never happens. Nothing ever happens. Oh boy. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to kind of share. SPY Bitcoin ETF flow slow to record low. Look at that. The outward flows are getting low on Grayscale. Yep. We are moving down. Let's see what this is. What day is this? 19 hours ago. 19 hours ago. Grayscale had added. I'm just so sick of everything valuing everything in the dollar. I don't see Bitcoin in dollars. I see Bitcoin in Bitcoins. There are only 21 million Bitcoin. How many Bitcoin do you have? Do you have 0.25? We just talked about a miraculous, inspiring video yesterday about how 0.25 can a Bitcoin relative to $9,000 as of 2 days ago could change your life. Could change your life because only 100 million people in the world can have a quarter of a Bitcoin. So, yeah, I mean, that's how I look at Bitcoin. I know there's 21 million. These are solid facts. There's only 21 million. We know that somewhere between 3 to 5 million have been lost. 3 to 5 million have been completely taken off the table. Satoshi's wallet has 1 million. So, take that off the table. And, yeah, I mean, that's what we know. We know that. So why do we keep valuing everything in... I'm sick of these charts. I don't want to know the dollar amount. I mean, yeah, it's nice to know, but once our dollar, they can't keep up this debt clock, right? So once the dollar goes to zero, and each dollar is worth, I don't know, a fraction of a cent, 10 cents on the dollar. Our dollars are getting devalued at a rate of 10% on average a year. 10% or more. And Michael Saylor compares it to a melting ice cube in your hand. So if the dollar is losing 10% of its value every single year, and it happens at such a fast rate, I mean, if we get into one of these crazy scenarios like Venezuela, Bitcoin, it won't matter what the heck the price is right now in dollars of Bitcoin, because the price of dollars later is going to be astronomically higher. Price of Bitcoin could really be 100 million or $1 billion, because again, true scarcity and the devaluation of our dollar, our purchasing power of our dollar, and not just our dollar, but all fiat in general, it's going to be looked at. Once the dollar collapses, I think it's going to pretty much open up everyone's eyes. This is it. We can't do this anymore. This is just how fiat collapses. In every single nation in history, every single country, every single empire, their currencies have collapsed, and they've only relatively held power in approximately 100 years, and that's on average about 100 years. Let's look into this real quick, just so I can continue on my rant. how many years on average the length or of a currency. I mean, all you gotta do is look back to history, and we could have still another 20 years. I mean, we could still have maybe 100 years. I mean, how long are we gonna really run this out? How long are other countries still gonna be playing ball and believing in everything that we say and do? And I mean, you trust in the dollar, and in God we trust. We trust in the dollar, right? What if you don't believe in God? I mean, you have your own political views, you have your own religious views. What is it really backed by? Nothing. It's backed by nothing. Oh boy. So let's look at one of these charts. I wanted to see if I could find one of the other ones. I used to have a bunch. I do not think I can find one this evening. It's always spur of the moment. It's always the spur of the moment. A lot of charts on the dollar and its dominance, but I cannot find history. Hundreds of years. Need something that goes out further than that. Currency and the collapse of the Roman Empire. That's just the Roman Empire. Oh my god. Oh man. I may have to put this in my notes and come back to it later. And bring this up on another rant. Because holy crap. Yeah, it's just history repeating. So man, oh man, oh man. Let's dive into another story. Welcome to the Bitcoin era on Wall Street. CoinDesk brought to you by CoinDesk. After much delay, spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds (ETFs) have burst onto the scene. BlackRock's IBIT is now the 5th largest ETF of all by inflows this year. The 5th, really? With rival funds not far behind. It's not yet clear whether the rate of growth can keep pace and match the bullish predictions set by the firms, like Standard Chartered Bank and Fidelity, for meteoric end of year ETF evaluations. Oh, yep. Crypto. Huh. This is interesting. The closest ETF to launch, the ETF closest to launch, which has received approval by the FTC under the ticker ZZZ, will locate 75% of its capital to the S&P and 25% to Bitcoin futures. Why Bitcoin futures? Why Bitcoin futures? Let's pay for Bitcoin. It's not real Bitcoin. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, I just don't understand the futures in the crypto space. Especially now that we have spot. Why would anyone want to even engage in it? Oh boy. Oh, this one was interesting too. Solana gains more than Bitcoin as trader speculates an extreme move is ahead. Which trader are we talking about? Why do they just... Wick. The Wick. The John Wick. Where's your guns? Get your guns! Get your guns! Alright, the Wick. Well, the trader, Wick, states that the broader altcoin market also shows signs of rebounding from oversold levels, one analyst noticed. Let's see. 4.66%. Solana, we're going up. That was after the outage. It's pretty incredible. Why are we pumping after a little bit of FUD on Solana? That definitely wouldn't have happened last year. Solana's native token Sol bounced above $100, erasing a price drop spurred by the recent network outage. Sol is coiling for its next impulsive move. Tell me something I don't know. God. Solana printing a shaded squeeze area. Everyone's kind of going through that squeeze though. We covered that yesterday. Everything looks kind of like the squeeze on the chart that was actually right before this breakout this morning. Everything looked like it had a really tight squeeze on the chart right in there. You can look at every single chart. We're looking mega bullish on every single chart. Dang, XRP. Jeez. What are you doing hanging out down there, XRP? Share some of the love with XRP. Yeah, Solana, same thing. Boom. Right out from the squeeze we talked about last night. So yeah, again, 60% chance it was going to move up from that spot last night. Everything followed Bitcoin. Everything's kind of on the way up. That's Jesus coin. Oh, praise the Jesus coin. Even pumped. Oh my God, this chart is a mess. Oh my God. Oh jeez. And Doge. A little bit of a jump on Doge. But yeah, we kind of saw that. We did indeed. Indeed we do. Oh man, what else we got going on? Oh, this one was kind of interesting too. The U.S. AI Safety Consortium revealed with the biggest names in tech. Oh, the U.S. released an all-star list of tech companies that will participate in its AI Safety Consortium, including Microsoft, Meta, Nvidia, and Google, calling the initiative the first of its kind. I remember when this was starting to be in the works last year. It was like back in March or April. Everyone was terrified. Oh no, AI is coming. It's coming. Well, it's been here. It's been here for a while now. Actually, the military's been using it for a good period of time. This is going to be the next phase of the Industrial Revolution, and it's going to take our jobs. It's going to take our friends and family, and we're going to digitize them. Because we can't live any longer than 65 because that's our expiration date. We're meant to live as long as we can produce for our economy. That's just the way it is. I don't make the rules. I don't make the food. I don't make the food that people eat. And I don't make the propaganda that supports the bad habits and the food. Anyway, the jobs, they're coming after your jobs. They're going to come after the telemarketers, lawyers, data entry accounts, clerks, accountants, receptionists, bank tellers, travel, factory workers. They're coming after your grandma's job, Walmart greeters, everything. We're going to have robots in the streets saying, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Don't commit crimes and put handcuffs on you and wheel you straight to jail, put you in a little bubble. Anything's possible in the next 10, 20 years. It's going to be nuts. We're going to see stuff we never even thought we'd see before. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. So they're taking, and eventually they're going to take our friends and family and loved ones. So, because, everything's going to be in the metaverse, right? So you're going to talk to, once video games take over, this is what I predict. I predict that once video games take over and we have true AI in video games, you can auto-generate, you can generate any conversation and give you an answer in any sort of realm or sci-fi setting or fantasy world. Then you're just going to interact with AI and you're going to forget all about your friends and family. It's going to replace them. You're going to have friends. If again, going into anime, right? Haha! I am the Crypto Otaku, and this is relevant. I love it. Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online had AI elements as well, incorporated. It was a metaverse, number one. Number two, and I remember there was a character. What the name? What was it? So, man, it's been a while since I've seen this show. But the main characters had a daughter. They had a daughter in the anime series. They were locked in a metaverse for years. What seemed like years. I think like 10 or 12 years in their time. I think like 5 or 6 outside of in the real world, when they were not locked in there. And so in the time period that spanned in the metaverse's time lapse, they created, they had a daughter, and she was artificial. She was AI. And this character was carried through, probably as a NFT, to other metaverses. It transferred throughout the there she is there. That's Asuna. And what the heck's his name? Korito. Yep, Korito. And Yui. Yui's their daughter. And Yui had multiple iterations. Again, NFT. To metaverse. To another metaverse. And they were able to also communicate with their AI daughter, if you will, or loved one, or whatever, in real life through the metaverse, be it through their phone or laptop or whatever. Just like like right now, we have all these AI platforms that are kind of doing the same thing. ChatGPT can be accessed on any device. So yeah, I mean, once that really, you let that genie out of the bottle, you incorporate that with video games, and then you incorporate that with real life, and then everyone's in the metaverse, in a metaverse of their choosing. Yeah, there's really going to be no need anymore to I shouldn't say need. Everyone's going to be supplementing their lack of whatever with an AI construct of some sort. And who's going to have all that data? That is where I'm going. Who's going to have all that data? And that's scary. It's scary because I had the same realization yesterday. We're going to have this data. The government's going to have our data. These companies are going to have our data. And it's going to be every facet of our life. Whether we go somewhere, whether we buy something, whether we're in a video game now. I mean, they're going to know everything, and then they're going to target things to you based on your preferences in a freaking video game. For the love of God, don't ruin my video games. I am a hell of a video game enthusiast. That is how I got rolled up in into the lifestyle I chose. So don't ruin my video games. That's all I gotta say. Oh man. What a night. What a crazy spiraling events occurring in the last 24 hours. Oh boy. So, another article I thought was cool. Bitcoin ETFs. What? Bitcoin ETFs now hold more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy. Combined, if you will. And combined hold more than MicroStrategy. That's well, obviously Grayscale. We can't count Grayscale, but yeah, if you exclude Grayscale, like they say here, so yeah, all the new ETFs that launched in the past. Has it been a month? I think it's been a month, right? When was the first day I streamed? By the way, my first day, I built my YouTube channel in preparation for the ETFs. I wanted to go live either the day or before. I had to. It was a a personal goal. I've been working on this stream now for since November of last year, and I went live when the ETFs went live. So I'm gonna go back to my channel real quick. I want to see what day was it. Yoy. What was the first day I went live? 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. Not even wavering. Yep. So 4 weeks ago, we were there. We were there. 4 weeks in just 4 weeks. 4 weeks. These 9 ETFs. I believe it's 9. Pretty sure it was 9. Originally it was 12, I think, but I think only 9 got approved on that day. There was yeah, so these 9 ETFs have accumulated what Michael Saylor has accumulated. That's one company. That's one person and their company have accumulated more than Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy in just 4 weeks. Michael Saylor has been pushing that since 2020. This has been 4 weeks. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how much Bitcoin they're gonna have in 4 years' time? In 4 years from now, like Michael Saylor has accumulated 200,000, roughly. I mean, it's gonna be insane, insane. And now they're talking about, you know, just their on the book accumulations, disregarding the accumulations that's taking place with their patrons. So I don't know. This is gonna get wild. This is gonna get so wild so fast. And I thought, I mean, I keep thinking in my head, it's gonna take longer. It's gonna take longer. It's fine. Keep stacking stats. It's gonna take longer. Just keep doing it. Count your blessings. Really, you should really count your blessings, because we've been going sideways for so long, and we could still go sideways for longer. And if we do, just keep going. Just stay strong, be motivated, do what you can with what you have, and take the right decision, make the right moves, because this is it. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. And in our generation, this could be the potential for life-changing wealth, the one catalyst that really takes your life and puts it in a whole other realm. You could be who you want to be after this. You can do what you want to do after this. It's going to be wild. It's going to be incredible. And it's not just Bitcoin. Obviously, it's the rest of crypto. It's the rest of these altcoin markets. It's coming. So do your research, please. Get out there. Find what you need to motivate you to succeed, because you're only going to get this chance once. There's not going to be another life-changing event like this in our lifetime. I'm sorry. I mean, we've lived through a lot already. And just my time frame as a investor, I haven't been able to invest in anything. I graduated high school, and then the smartphones were already out. They started coming out. I didn't know. I wasn't programmed by the US government. I wasn't programmed by my school system, my state, to know anything about financing. No one taught me about finances. My parents, they're very modest and live by, you know, in their means, and I didn't have extravagant things. We got what we needed, and we went through hard times like everyone else did, and the housing market crash and the Great Recession. I mean, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Don't pass it up. And all you have to do, and I know everyone's been saying the same things over and over and over. Don't fuck this up. Just hold Bitcoin and shut up. You know, all the influencers are saying this crap. Just you have one goal. Get Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin. And the longer you hold it, the more you maintain your wealth. There's nothing you can stop that can stop that, because Bitcoin, again, the scarcity is there. It's the only asset on the planet that has a finite amount at this point. At some point, we will destroy this planet, and there will be plenty, I swear, there will be plenty of scarce assets. But until that time, this is it. This is the asset you want to hold. And all big Wall Street's finding it out. Well, they're finding it out right now. This is a must-hold asset. So enough of my ranting. This night's going on so long. It's so crazy. I mean, can you believe we're here? Can you believe we're back here at 45,000 again? It just seemed like yesterday. Actually, it was. We were at 43. Yeah, we'll see how long this holds. Again, I was just saying it last night. About 2 weeks is a proving ground. And once you can prove that you can hold that line for 2 weeks, and I think Gareth Soloway follows this exact strategy as well. For his I'm not a short-term investor. I'm a long-term, but yeah, 2 weeks. That's all it takes, and then we can prove whether or not, again, without anything else that deters the market one way or the other. Good news, bad news. We're gonna see the bulls push through the bears, or we're gonna see the bears bring down the bulls. So that's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing right now. So who knows? We'll hit this resistance a few times. Maybe there's some FUD in the market. We'll come down a little bit. We'll consolidate. We come back up again. We'll consolidate. We'll come back up and then consolidate, and then we'll be at 50K again. You know, it's not that far away, and there's nothing really holding it back. We had one bit of resistance back here when the ETFs hit 49. We didn't quite get through 50, and then if you look back at the previous bull cycle, 50K, we stayed there quite a while. We got up there, came right back down, landed at 50K, consolidated, went up and up, and then we had this crash here. This is my first plot. I got a lot of memories back down here. A lot of fear, a lot of FUD. My first time in a big, like really crazy market, and then hodl, boom, back up. Where did we stop? 50,000. Hey, we're gonna see this happen again. We're gonna have a really strong resistance when we get to 50K, and again, it's a psychological number. Everyone struggles with these psychological numbers because everyone wants that number, the solid numbers. 40K, 50K, 45 is also a psychological number. These incremental values. And yeah, once we hit these numbers, there's going to be a lot of resistance. And I'm just so happy that we already broke through 45, and we're moving up. And right now, as I'm talking, we're at 45.5. 45.5. There's not much really standing between 45.5 and 46. It's $500. $500. What was it? I think they said that was $100 million can move the percent of Bitcoin up by by 1%. Was it just 100 million? Let me see if that's accurate. How much US dollars to move a point of Bitcoin? I mean, obviously it's going to change over time. I just remember, I think it was it Bank of America said that? Again, why are these big banks giving us like analytic data on Bitcoin? I mean, it makes you wonder what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know. I think they're playing some sick game with us, honestly. Like a cat and mouse game. We're chasing that ball yarn. So yeah, that's what I think was going to happen with Bitcoin. I think we're gonna struggle around 50K for a little bit, depending on some big bear news, bull news, and then yeah, we're gonna go up. We're gonna try to break through 65, 70K all-time highs. Some analysts are coming out now and saying that we're gonna hit 125,000 this year. And some people are coming out and saying crazy numbers like 200,000 this year. I'm just like, what? Where are these numbers coming from? Where are these coming from? Hopefully it's not the fast decline of the US dollar. Because no one wants to live in a, well, I don't mind a chaotic environment. I've got plenty of things. Plenty. To protect myself in chaotic environments. But yeah, no one wants to like have to, you know, strangle people in the street and steal food and you know, hunt down people and take belongings and do all the Mad Max shit. No one wants to live that lifestyle, really. You have to, but that's what I'm saying is, yeah, I really hope that we see a steady incline for Bitcoin and a steady decline for the dollar. Because then at least we'll have some sort of, well, at least the government will concede. Like Putin said earlier, at least the government will then concede, and then we'll see a true a true solution, because the world has to have a solution, right? And I thought about this the other day too. Like, what if okay, what if it is possible that Satoshi held 1 million Bitcoin? He's still around, or maybe it is the U.S. government. Who knows? Maybe it is whatever the hell his name is, that Stephen Wright guy or whatever. What if their true intention is to hold back 1 million Bitcoin and share that wealth with the world later, after the world has settled, after the world has crumbled to nothing, to give others that were not involved hope? It could be possible. It popped in my head today. I'm like, I mean, if he's dead, then we're screwed, right? And again, like, I don't truly believe that Bitcoin was developed by a singular person, and like everyone, you know, all these large corporations, other companies and stuff have multiple keys and multiple points of contact and multiple entries to get into, or fail safes. What if there is a fail safe with this 1 million Bitcoin? And what if there is a true intended purpose to have these, you know, these tokens? Because you know, 1 million, for one person to have 1 million Bitcoin, that amount of wealth, it would just be unheard of when Bitcoin gets to $100 million range or some crazy thing here in the next 20-30 years. Who knows? I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible. And I'll keep sharing my opinion on that. It popped in my head today, and I'm just curious as to what is the true nature and the probability that something like that could happen. It's interesting. So I was kind of rattling my brain around that. But anyway, I'm probably gonna call that. China wakes up here in, actually they just woke up now. Chinese markets open. It's Friday in China, Friday morning, and looks like we actually touched a little bit of the butt of this resistance already. Let's zoom into the 15-minute. What do we got? Looks like we're coming down a little bit to consolidate into maybe another leg up and then test resistance again. Probably going to be around 9:30 or 10 o'clock. So we might see another breakout tonight. The Chinese markets might open and be like, we want Bitcoin too. And you know what? I agree. I want more Bitcoin. So it's time to get greedy. It's time to get greedy. And speaking of greedy, I wonder if the Crypto Fear and Greed index went up. It did. It did. Look at that. We're finally out of 60. We are finally out of 60. We are now in the 70s. Crypto greed has officially started. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see where we're going to end up this year at. And the stock market's still at 77. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. While we're here, we might as well look at the amount on the exchanges. Look at that, we're coming down too. Yeah, this is a perfect recipe right here. Look at that, coming back down to 1.8. I still, every time I look at this, I still think back to what they were talking about, Coinbase settling all the transactions for, or the amount of Bitcoin for these ETFs. Majority of them. I don't think not all of them, but I know at least BlackRock and Fidelity are doing their settlements on Coinbase. So I wonder how much of this it's really hard to tell how much of this has just been accumulated on Coinbase, on the exchanges, for the intention of settling on the ETFs later. So we'll have to keep track of that. But yeah, it's happening. It's happening so fast. I'm excited. I'm pumped. And Bitcoin's pumping. Look at that. We're defeating this red candle, and we're moving back up. Moving back up into these ranges again. And China wants to pump our bags. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, there it is. Bitcoin pumping. It's pumping. It's pumping. Oh boy. We are watching it on the live. This is what I have been prepping for the past few months. Been prepping for a Bitcoin live pump. It is my dream. It is my dream. Oh, nice. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, there it is. There it is. Boom. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah! Go, 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 go! Go. Go. Oh, yeah, there it is. Actually, let's look at some of the volumes right now and bookmap as well. Bookmap. 50, 45, 6, 45, 5. So my goal tonight, if we could just get through this resistance, just touch it and break through a little bit, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. I wake up tomorrow morning and we're at 47. I remember the bull cycle was amazing. It was amazing. Just you go to sleep and then you wake up and then boom. Bitcoin's at 50K and you're like, whoa, we had a $10,000 candle. What happened? Last time I looked at it, it was like 45. And it's now 55. And it didn't stop. It didn't stop. It just kept going. It was a magical moment. I remember it. I remember it clearly. And I also remember where I was when it came down too, so I can't, other side of the coin. Yep. On the flip side. On the flip side. Mount China. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Yeah. Don't you? Going. All right, get back into bookmap real quick. See what's going on with these orders. Look at that. It's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle. Looks like nothing's ever easy. 45.5 is pretty strong with sell orders, so we have to really get through that until we can move up. But after that, there really isn't that many orders. I mean, it's probably gonna be a nice night. It's gonna be a nice night. So I am probably gonna call it. I love Bitcoin, but the loading screen sometimes is just a little too much for my mental state, and I probably got a little bit of fleck from YouTube tonight with all the crazy interview streams going on with Tucker Carlson and Putin. So, yep, I am gonna call that as Bitcoin just kind of breaks down and consolidates a little back into the green. Yep, I'm calling it. So yeah, boom! What a crazy day. I got Otaku out, and don't let your dreams be dreams. Buy Bitcoin. Have a good night, and peace. Later.